Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between the mountains and the sea, lived a beautiful and kind-hearted princess named Florine. Her hair was like spun gold, and her eyes sparkled with the color of the ocean. Florine was loved by all for her gentle nature and her unwavering compassion towards her subjects. One day, as Florine wandered through the enchanted forest near the palace, she heard the sweetest melody she had ever encountered. Following the enchanting song, she discovered a small, radiant blue bird perched on a branch. The bird's feathers shimmered in the sunlight, and its eyes sparkled with intelligence and kindness. Florine extended her hand, and to her surprise, the blue bird flew down and perched gracefully on her finger. "What a lovely song you sing, little bird," she said. "What is your name?" "I am simply called Blue Bird," he replied, his voice as melodious as his song. "I am a prince from a distant kingdom, cursed by an envious sorceress. Only the true love of a kind heart can break this spell." Florine's heart ached for the prince trapped in such a tiny form. She resolved to help him. "How can we break the curse, dear Blue Bird?" she asked. "The sorceress dwells in the Black Tower, beyond the dark forest," explained Blue Bird. "Only by retrieving the golden flower that blooms at the tower's peak can the curse be undone." Without hesitation, Florine set off on the perilous journey. Blue Bird guided her through the dark forest, where shadows whispered and the trees seemed to move. They faced many challenges, raging rivers, steep mountains, and treacherous paths, but Florine's determination never wavered. After days of travel, they reached the ominous Black Tower. At its base, Blue Bird perched on Florine's shoulder, his small heart pounding with hope and fear. "Be careful, Florine," he cautioned. "The sorceress will not let you take the flower easily." Florine nodded, her resolve unbroken. She began the arduous climb, the cold wind whipping around her. When she reached the top, she saw the golden flower, its petals glowing with a magical light. Just as she reached for it, the sorceress appeared, her eyes blazing with anger. "How dare you, mortal!" the sorceress screeched. "You think you can undo my curse?" Florine stood tall, her voice steady. "I will do whatever it takes to save my friend." The sorceress laughed, casting a spell to summon dark clouds and fierce winds. But Florine, fueled by her love and courage, pressed on. She grasped the golden flower and held it high, its light dispelling the darkness. With a final, desperate shriek, the sorceress vanished into thin air. The tower crumbled around Florine, but the golden flower's magic enveloped her in a protective glow. She descended safely, the flower clutched tightly in her hand. As soon as Florine reached the ground, she presented the golden flower to Blue Bird. The flower's light enveloped him, and in a swirl of magic, he transformed into a handsome prince, his eyes the same brilliant blue as the bird's feathers. "Thank you, Princess Florine," the prince said, his voice filled with gratitude. "You have broken the curse with your bravery and kindness." Florine and the prince returned to her kingdom, where they were greeted with joy and celebration. The prince's kingdom, too, was freed from the sorceress's dark influence. In time, the two kingdoms united under the love of Florine and the prince, who ruled with wisdom and compassion.